We did a boxing one Monday. It was boxing and MMA actually.
Hell yeah.
So all right, so we are live now. Welcome, El Güero Pesado, Freddy. What's up, bro?
What up, brother? What's good?
So real quickly, let's just get right into it, man. So Khamzat Chimaev against Gilbert Burns. How fast does Khamzat get him out of there?
Damn. I guess that is the question, right? It's not. I mean, from the looks of him, that's what the question is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've heard a lot of crazy stories about him in training,
Mm-hmm.
and usually that's big talk because you talk about him knocking out light heavyweights and middleweights, and he weighs 170 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Gilbert's for sure going to be an interesting fight because he gave Usman hell. He looked
Mm-hmm.
like he had Usman badly hurt. And if
Yeah, in the first, what was it? The first round, the first like minute
first
or something
round,
like that.
first
Oh yeah.
like 3 minutes, Gilbert won that round for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I think he's gonna get him out of there for sure. I'd say first round. I mean, I've seen Gilbert Burns. He's a tough guy, but
Yo, bro, honestly, if he gets him out of there in one round, that would be incredible.
he'd have to
Honestly,
get a title shot.
that would be amazing.
I don't see that they're saying they have to build up to a title shot, but if he puts him out in a round, he's doing more than anyone else is really. I mean, Leon Edwards is getting the next shot, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on, this guy looks like he has next champ written all over him.
Yeah. Yo, you know what's crazy? Dana White was the one. I think he said it was like one or two more wins for Khamzat, right? For him to get a title shot. But now he's changed that, and he says if he ragdolls Burns, then it just makes sense for him to be the title contender. So Khamzat, honestly, bro, I'm very big on Khamzat. I'm a huge Khamzat fan, and I know like you know how it is in the MMA world and boxing world. You know, everybody always asks the same question. Well, who has he beaten? You know what I mean? I'm more of an eye test guy. Does Khamzat pass the eye test to you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I saw the first fight I'd ever seen him in was the last fight he had before the UFC, and I'm not too sure if I'm not sure how long ago that would have been, but I know he's got hit twice since coming to the UFC. I mean, talking about 4 fights, and you get punched twice, and then one of the punches was like the guy hitting behind his head, which is not a punch. That's like you didn't get punched. He was trying to get you off. Like this guy's got it. He's definitely got blue chip written all over
him. Not only that, bro. Honestly, like I'm going out on and don't call me crazy, bro. I honestly think he can be the king at the welterweight division. You know what I mean? I think Khamzat ragdolls Kobe Covington. I think he ragdolls Usman. Marty Fake Newsman, whatever. I think he ragdolls Usman. I think he ragdolls Kobe Covington. Jorge Masvidal, that ain't even a challenge, honestly. By the way, man, what did you think about that fight on Saturday between Covington and Jorge Masvidal?
I mean, it was predictable, but it's what everyone technically should have expected. But because of the hype, because of the anger and the buildup, we wanted a knockout. We wanted Masvidal to flying knee this was head off, or we wanted him. I wanted just someone to get knocked out. To be honest, I've never really been a Masvidal fan per se, like a huge fan. I'm more of a Conor guy, and a lot of people are Diaz Masvidal guys. But I wanted to see Masvidal take his head off, and he had his moments, but they were just so far in between, and he was just dominated in the wrestling aspect. I don't like those technically. I'm not a big fan of those kind of fights. I did feel whenever Kobe was winning, it was pretty boring. But that's just my style of what I like to watch, and I respect that he dominated. He won, and Masvidal said it best. He said that bitch can wrestle.
Yeah. So you're one of those guys that likes the technicality of the sport, because a lot of these guys, a lot of fans, they like guys, and even in boxing too, they like guys that should stand and bang. You know what I mean? No technicality at all whatsoever. No boxing skill. No, hit and be hit. None of that. It's just they want to see two guys step in a phone booth and swing punches until one of them goes down. So I'm glad you finally somebody who appreciates the damn, the art of the sport. But
most guys, that's I guess that's what everyone wants to see, red blood. They want to see blood. They want to see people bleed. They want to see people go to sleep. And a part of me does want to see that for sure. But I also want to see the best guy win. And if this guy, you know, I've seen guys who were much better strikers than other guys and wrestlers, but you know, someone jumps on their back, they get choked out. The other guy's
Right.
better at chokes.
Mm-hmm.
Same goes for boxing. Granted, I'd love to see more guys get, you know, uppercut knockout when they shoot for a takedown, because I like to prove that point, because I guess that's the big, that's the big talk I had as a kid. Like, how would a boxer beat a wrestler? Well, I'll uppercut him when he comes in, but I mean, you got to catch him on the spot. But you got to respect every part of it. You got to respect every part. You got to respect the fact that he's trained for years and taking people down, and you can get taken down too.
Yeah, bro, that's such a hard thing to do, man. Landing it, you got to have one of the best timing in the world to catch a guy as he's coming in. You know, going for a takedown, shooting. That, bro, props to whoever can do that. But back to the Khamzat situation, man. I honestly think that Khamzat can take over the welterweight division. How do you feel about that?
I agree. I think he will. I don't think it's more of when. It's more of when. When is he going to be able to do it? Because it's going to be within the next 2 fights or 3 fights. He's eventually going to fight Usman. And how's Usman going to fight him? What are you going to
exactly?
Do? I mean, what style is going to beat? I mean,
right.
I think the only way you can beat this guy is if you catch him, just like Khabib. But how? I mean, good luck. You know?
Yeah. No, for sure. Because honestly, Khamzat does everything great. He has great stand up. He has power in both hands. You know what I mean? Like, he has excellent wrestling. So it's just like, I'm looking at Usman, and everything that Usman does, Khamzat does as well. The only difference is, you know, Khamzat is about 10 years to see his youth, 10 years younger than him. You know what I mean? How do you stop a guy like that? How do you stop a guy like Khamzat? I don't know if you can. Maybe you shoot him in the leg. You know what I mean?
I mean, he could lose if he were like, let's say he went up to middleweight. Maybe he fought a guy that he couldn't take down and a guy who was a better striker. Because at the same time, Khamzat's a great striker, but he's only been striking for 4 years, they said? Something crazy like that. 4 or 5 years. That's crazy, man. He's really good.
The dude, and you know what's crazy? Sorry to cut you off, but like, you know what's crazy? He's so green, like, in the sense of like how many years he's been doing it. But like, if you actually look at the guy's technique, he looks like he's been striking forever.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's natural. It's like they've been showing it to him since he was younger. But I mean, damn, he's also gifted in his physique. He can make 170 and 150 and 185 without much of a change, except he just gets bigger, and it's weird. It's real weird to see a guy make that weight jump when that's the biggest weight jump in MMA.
So to me, when I look at Khamzat, obviously we both see it. We both see a future world champion. I see the #1 pound for pound fighter in the UFC. Do you see Khamzat maybe in the next 2 years? Yeah, I think he's 27 years old right now. By the time he's 30, do you see Khamzat at the top of the sport? I'm not talking about #1 in the division. I'm talking about #1 in the world.
Oof. I'd say, I mean, out of everybody, yeah, it'd have to be him, because, I mean, who's pound for pound #1 right now, aside from John Jones, who technically I guess can't be? Well, it's Usman. So if it's Usman, then he's going to beat him in 2 years or a year. And then I don't see how you couldn't consider him the best on the planet, because, I mean, he's doing it, and he'll probably be doing it by then in 2 weight classes. And to be honest, him versus Izzy, after looking at Izzy's wrestling, like, dude,
he can beat Izzy if he can make that jump and be comfortable at 185, bro. Let me tell you, I think he could beat Izzy.
And honestly, he's done it a couple times. Like, a lot of people, he's had more than 3 fights, I think, at middleweight. From what I know.
Has he?
Yeah, and
you're probably right.
So he's famous right now in the UFC because he's just jumping up in weight classes. He goes up to 185, he knocks the dude out, comes down and fights. And I've never seen that at 170 and middleweight. I've never seen that. I've seen it like at lightweight and featherweight, but you'll never see that at a 15-pound difference. That's just, I don't know, that's crazy. But he's doing it. He's wrecking.
I'm seeing everything so far has been middleweight. So no, you're right. Middleweight, welterweight, middleweight. Wow. So it's safe to say the guy is comfortable in both weight classes, because he's dominating everybody.
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. I didn't know that. He did a catchweight bout at 176 his first fight. and it's just been middleweight and welterweight, and he's just been moving up and down, moving up and down. Jesus Christ! And look at have you seen his freestyle record? His freestyle wrestling record, 24-0. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, he's a
24-0, bro.
He's just a freak of nature, to be honest. He reminds me of like a smaller John Jones, except you know, I guess he uses wrestling more. But dude, that dude just walks dudes down and just torches them, and he's like not afraid of anything that's gonna come back because he thinks he can answer with something else, and he does.
Yeah,
I mean, you're right. He hasn't been tested just yet, technically, I guess, to the top, but he's gonna be right now. So people can't deny him. People can't deny him. If he does what he's been doing, then I mean,
let me ask you. Khamzat, how do you see Khamzat and Burns going?
I don't think Burns is gonna want to strike with him, but I think that's probably his best chance. I think Burns thinks he's comfortable enough with his jiu-jitsu to just try to grapple. So, I mean, I see the first round, Khamzat just walking him down. Burns is going to fire off some haymakers, maybe leg kicks, and just shoot. But once he can't get Khamzat down, his only other shot would be to do what he did in his last fight, which he kind of pinned Wonder Boy against the cage. He couldn't take him down, but he like kind of tried to get his back. But he's not going to be able to do that with Khamzat. I mean, Khamzat's just, he's not a kickboxer. He's a wrestler. He's not going to do that.
Can't do it.
He's going to try that. He's going to get hit going down. It's going to be a knockout. Gilbert Burns is a tough opponent, but I've seen him go to sleep with far lesser hitters, and Khamzat's just another level, man. He's going to knock him out. I'd say ground and pound, or you know, maybe rocks him on the feet and then puts him out on the ground. But I mean, I don't know. It's going to be hard to deny that guy a title shot next. It's going to be good for them to not be able to not give him the title shot next. It's like, what the hell?
No, it makes sense. Dana White, when they asked him, you know, this guy beats Gilbert Burns, does he get a title shot? He said it makes sense. So I don't think he's going to have to get. I figured maybe. Hold on. There's some background noise coming from you.
Oh,
you're typing on your keyboard.
Is that the? I don't know. It sounds like a mic. Do you hear that?
It's like a it sounds like I don't know, like somebody's typing or something. But anyways, doesn't matter. Who cares? So back to what I was saying. So Gilbert Burns, do you give him any shot at all whatsoever? Like, you're a betting man. Do you put any money on Gilbert Burns to win this fight?
No, I'm not betting on him. I mean, I mean, if you want to throw $10 on a submission, I don't know what the odds are. I don't know what the odds are on a submission by Gilbert Burns, but anything can happen in MMA. And if somehow Khamzat can get rocked somehow, then I guess, you know, I guess he could get submitted. But nah, I'm not throwing no money. I'm not wasting my money on that. I mean, listen,
if Gilbert Burns pulls it off, I don't know. Okay, so pretty much this is what I was talking about with my friend the other day. So I told him Gilbert Burns right now is in a lose-lose situation. If he beats Khamzat, even if it's like in the first round, let's say he just ragdolls him, right? Beats Khamzat, everybody's going to say, well, Khamzat was nobody. He never beat anybody. He was unproven, right? So Gilbert Burns doesn't deserve a title shot if he beats Khamzat. That's what everybody's going to say. Dana White's probably going to say the same thing. But if it's the other way around, Khamzat beats him, he automatically gets the title shot. You know what I mean? So Gilbert Burns is kind of like in a lose-lose situation. Either one, he wins and beats Khamzat and doesn't get a title shot because everybody's going to say, well, what did you do to get a title shot? All you did was beat somebody who's unproven. Or number two, he loses to Khamzat, and then now he's out of the title picture. Probably out of the top 5. You know, because right now I think he's ranked number 2 or 3. So if he loses to Khamzat, he's out of the top 5. You know what I mean? And if he beats Khamzat, he still doesn't get a title shot. So he's in a lose-lose situation.
He's in a shitty situation. And most guys that are going to be fighting Khamzat are. I mean, you're going to give up your spot in the gain. I mean, maybe if he beats Gilbert Burns, then it would be more of a gain. But you're probably not going to get a title shot. At least Gilbert Burns isn't, because he already got one. So if he hadn't got a title shot, maybe he'd get one for being Khamzat. But I guess it helps him because he fought Usman and almost won, but it's not beneficial to him. This is all in favor of Khamzat, and Khamzat doesn't care if it is or not. He's just gonna try to go in there and take his head off.
Pretty much. That's how it's gonna be. So if I'm Gilbert Burns, if you beat Khamzat, which very, very small percent of that shit happening, but it's possible. He beats Khamzat, he should go after Colby Covington immediately. If he beats Covington, now he has, you know what I mean? Now he has some leverage for a title shot. Colby Covington is a guy who also was throwing shade at Khamzat, called him cum shot and all that. Do you think Colby has a better shot than Usman at beating Khamzat if they do face off?
Man, I mean, then Gilbert, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, yes, because I'd say Gilbert. I say Covington's a better wrestler than Gilbert, but I mean, he doesn't have that one punch power. Really, that's the only thing that I could think of that could beat Khamzat. And I've never seen him beat, so I don't even know if he can get rocked. I've never even seen him get rocked. I've seen him get hit, when he wasn't in the UFC, but never even close to being rocked. So he's definitely more intriguing because I mean that's a fight you can actually sell. I mean that's an interesting fight for sure. I want to see the shit talker versus the versus the is he Russian? I believe. He's Russian. Yeah, he's Russian for sure.
Probably.
Khamzat's Russian. Yeah, Khamzat's Russian. I know that I heard Chell do a joke like saying all Russians can't come to the U.S. now, and then he's like Khamzat's screwed, and then he was like in the background training. But yeah, for sure, it'd be an interesting matchup because you could build that way better. Yeah, way better.
So now moving on, Alexander Volkanovski, Korean Zombie. How do you like? First of all, do you like that fight?
Yeah, definitely,
bro. I like this card is stacked, dude.
It's not the fight that we want. It has to be made, right? This isn't the fight that should be made. We all know it should be Holloway. Yeah, but I like it. I mean, any fight with the Korean Zombie, I like. That dude's crazy. He's insane,
bro. This card is stacked, bro. Volkanovski, Korean Zombie, and then on the undercard we got Gilbert Burns and Khamzat. That's not even the co-main event. I think that's like the one before it. So this card, what is it? UFC 273 is it? Is it 273? I don't even know. Yeah, 273. I'm looking at the card right now. So Alexander Volkanovski, Chang Sung Young. We got Sterling versus Peter Yan. That's gonna be a good fight, man. What do you think of that one?
Jeez. I mean, I think it's gonna be some just like the last fight. It's gonna be a hard fight for both, but Jan's just a better striker. I felt like Sterling could have done better, and maybe he can do better. So maybe he can do a better performance. But I mean, Jan was just piecing him up towards the end, and he did get hit with an illegal blow. But I mean, he sure as hell, took full advantage of that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be a lot. Right? Speaking of it, there's gonna be a lot of Russians on this card too, bro. And we already know, man, Russia is on USA's shit list right now. So
damn,
I'm just saying.
I really hope that nothing like for some reason like fighters can't come here or something like that. That would suck. That would really suck.
That would suck. Yeah, but you know what? It's starting. There's been a couple of Russian Russian athletes that have been banned from participating in anything USA related.
Oh, damn.
Oh, yeah.
I did hear something about I don't know if it's true or not, but about the Bivol Canelo fight that the WBA wasn't going to be able to sanction the belt or something like that because of the Russia. I don't know. I hope that's not true.
I don't think so. I
think there's too much power behind Canelo to do that. Yeah. I think the WBA is going to be like, screw Russia. Like,
yeah. No, for sure. So honestly, which you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. So let's switch it over to boxing really quickly. The Canelo Dimitri Bivol fight. Now, I've said before on my previous podcast, I love that fight. I'm sure you like it too. It's a hell of a test for Canelo. Do you think with everything that's going on right now between Russia and Ukraine, Russia's on everybody's shit list? Do you think that there's any way in hell that Dimitri Bivol can get a decision over Canelo, whether it's warranted or not?
No. No,
Not at all, right?
I don't think you could win a decision against Canelo in Russia if you're Bilal. I just there's money trumps all, and it's not just money, right? It's star power and a lot of other things. It's not that Canelo's always going to get the decision, but he's always going to get the decision. Yeah, this is boxing. It's fair, 100%. But at the same time, if it's a close fight, and even if it's a close fight,
I 100%, bro, 100% agree with you. Let me tell you this. I lost all confidence in believing that Canelo could win. I mean, somebody could beat Canelo in the decision when he got a draw against Mayweather, and not a draw, but one of the judges scored it a draw. Yeah. And then 118 to 110 against Triple G, bro. That is, I still don't get that. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, 118 to 110, really against Triple G the first fight? That was crazy.
I don't think. If I'm not mistaken, they never let C.J. Ross referee judge another fight again after the Mayweather one. After she called.
I don't think so. I think she got fired.
She got fired.
I think she got fired.
Banned.
Yeah. Or banned. Yeah.
They should have did the same thing with Adelaide Bird. Dude, I had $700. I'm not gonna lie. I had $700 on that fight. And that was before I was betting online. And when I seen that, I was like, I felt like I was robbed.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Because it was a draw, but I felt like I was robbed.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I had about the same amount, like 600, 700, something like that on Canelo. Ooh, bro, when that fight was going on, I was like, oh shit. My heart, I'm like, bro, like my wife's about to kill me. I thought Canelo had an easy dub. They called it a draw, and I was like, woo, thank God. You know what I mean? I know he didn't deserve it, but I wasn't complaining. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wasn't complaining. Yeah. So, but anyways, back to what we were saying. Yeah, no, beating Canelo on a decision, you have to brutalize him for all 12 rounds. And even then, you'll be lucky to get a 7-5 win over him. You know what I mean? And like I said, Floyd 12-0'd him, and a judge scored it a draw. It's just, you know what I mean? Erislan De Lara, honestly, in my opinion, I thought beat him. And Canelo got the decision. You know what I mean? Like, there's just been a lot of like fights that you watch Canelo and you're just like, you're convinced like, yo, this dude just can't. He just can never lose a decision. You know?
Yeah.
You think Bevo stops him?
No. I mean, well, this is the thing is that I'd be surprised for sure, but this is. I mean, a lot of people have gotten on me saying that I hate Canelo, and I don't hate Canelo. I just want to see him fight the best, and this is it.
Same here.
He's doing it.
Same here.
He's doing it. He's done it in the last 3 fights after fighting Yuri from Turkey, his sparring partner.
Avni Yildirim, whatever.
Yeah. He went out and he beat champion after champion, and I don't know if Charlo and Benavidez was an easier route. Because I think it's Bivol in Triple G, but Bivol is a very tough fight, and he might not be the top light heavyweight.
He's top 5.
Maybe he is, but there's also better beat. But if he beats Bivol, and I said this before, if he beats Bivol and then beats Better Beef somewhere down the line, I mean, that's going to do more for his legacy.
That would be amazing.
Ever done.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That would be incredible if he can beat. Imagine. What I really wanted him to do was to have Bivol and Better Beef back to back. That would have been incredible. And both are winnable fights, bro. Canelo can beat both these guys. He can beat Bivol. He can beat Better Beef. You know, and everybody's saying that he ducked the harder fight, which is Jamal Charlo. In a way, I'm kind of 50-50 on that. I don't know how to feel about that. Jamal Charlo has the style that usually troubles Canelo, and I think he's much better than Caleb Plant and much better than Billy Joe Saunders. So I know those two gave Canelo hell. Caleb Plant was giving Canelo, a lot of issues. It was a nightmare style for him. He finally figured him out in the 11th or whatever round he knocked him out in. And bro, it sounds like you're like chewing.
I don't know. I think it's my mic. It's like messing up bad. It's the mic on the bottom of my phone. Maybe I need to get. Should I connect to the AirPods? Yeah, let me try to connect the AirPods real quick.
Yeah, do you think?
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look up the rankings at 175, and let me see who's ranked number 1 right now. I'm going by ESPN. ESPN is not too credible, but not bad either, I guess. So let me see who Dan Rafael has ranked number 1 at 175, and it is Arthur Beterbiev. Dimitri Bivol is ranked number 2, actually. So Dimitri Bivol is ranked number 2 at light heavyweight. So Canelo Alvarez beats Dimitri Bivol, let's just say by knockout. Let's just say he knocks him out. God damn, what a statement. That would be a hell of a statement. So we got Gilberto Ramirez at number 3, Joe Smith Jr. at number 4, and then Callum Smith at number 5. So the 175-pound division looks pretty good. Pretty good. We got Gilberto Ramirez, love him, zurdo. Dimitri Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev. So Arthur Beterbiev would give Canelo a nightmare, bro. I think Arthur Beterbiev is the one guy that could potentially stop Canelo. And Dimitri Bivol, I kind of feel like maybe he can get the job done. I think more of like he'll probably just outbox Canelo for probably 4 or 5 rounds. And then, Canelo figures him out, ends up TKOing him. How do you feel? Your mic is off. Your mic is off. Hold on. Your mic is off.
I was
muting
myself. Yeah, I definitely think that Beterbiev is the toughest fight. I think that he definitely brings the most danger as far as, someone who can punish Canelo, someone who could pin Canelo against the ropes and keep him there and possibly stop him for sure. Does Bivol have that kind of power? I haven't seen it, but I mean, can he box Canelo up? Maybe. Yeah. He's really good, and if Canelo can dominate him and not only just win, but win almost every round, dang, that would say a lot. I would love to see the betting lines of him and Beterbiev. I'd love to see the betting lines.
So with Dimitri Bivol, he doesn't have the kind of power that Arthur Beterbiev has at all. But he can't punch. He can punch a lot harder than Caleb Plant can. So really quickly, I'm going to look at Arthur Beterbiev's punching power. I want to see what his knockout ratio is. But like I said, Bivol, he doesn't have the kind of power Arthur does, but he can pop. He has the pop. So he has a little bit of a pop in his jab that can maybe trouble Canelo, but he doesn't have enough power to keep Canelo off of him. Arthur Beterbiev, on the other hand, does. Yeah. So that, you know what I mean? So he's got 17 wins and goddamn, almost all of them are by knockout. Let me see.
They're all
all of them. He has a 100% knockout ratio. Wow, incredible.
If anybody that hasn't seen Bivol fight wants to see a Bivol fight, watch his last fight. He fought who's the champ, the WBC champ for WBC. The other, I think it was another Ukrainian. The Ukrainian guy. He trains with Usyk and all them. He's really good. I think he's with
Atlas. That fought Arthur Beterbiev?
Yeah, in his last, I don't know if it was the last fight, but it was the fight where he won the belts. It had to be his last fight, where he unified.
Oh, you're talking about Alexander Gvozdyk, something like that.
Something like that. I think he's with
Gvozdyk or something like that.
He was also undefeated. I mean, that dude was beast, and that Beterbiev fight was brutal. I mean, I think they took him to the hospital because he took too much headshots. Like they were afraid. Like they stopped the fight early because he was like showing signs, like real bad signs of that this dude got hit hard, and he's tough. He's too tough for his own good. That was another thing. He's too tough for his own good. He got battered, and that's Canelo. Canelo's too tough for his own good too. So if he gets in that position, I mean, it's gonna be fireworks either way.
It's gonna be a hell of a fight. The Bivol fight is gonna be incredible. I don't like the Triple G fight. I really don't. So it's crazy because like a year and a half ago, or maybe 2 years ago, when they asked Canelo about a trilogy with Triple G, he said, "Nah, what does Triple G bring for me? Nothing." So okay, not a problem. But now, all of a sudden, now he's fighting him. You know what I mean? It's like that's the shit. That's the shit with Canelo. Bro. You know what I mean? Like that. It angers me. Like, okay, how do you say this? How do you say this? And then, you know, you do the complete opposite of what you say. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, oh my God, it gets on my goddamn nerves.
All of a sudden interested in that fight again. That's so weird.
Yeah, exactly.
3 years, 2 or 3 years later, huh? I mean,
pretty much.
And I kind of planned this out. Like I didn't plan it out. Oscar planned it out, and I kind of knew that was what the route was going to be. Except now it's without Oscar. So, you know, he just took exactly what Oscar said and just said, "Oh, I'm not going to pay you no more. I'm just going to do exactly what you said to do." But he is taking fights that I don't think Oscar would have put him in. You know, I don't know if Oscar would have had him fight Bivol. Maybe he would have, but you know,
I don't think so. I don't think so. The track record that Canelo has had in the past, he usually stays away from the dangerous fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm actually look. I when it comes to Caleb Plant, I didn't think that was a dangerous fight at all because Caleb Plant, he was not a threat at all whatsoever. He just had a really good style, and I thought he could trouble Canelo for the first couple, and he did. For like the first 5-6 rounds, he was troubling Canelo, but eventually got caught. So Bivol's got a chin, unlike Caleb Plant. Bivol. Well, I mean, not to say that Caleb Plant doesn't have a chin because he was never knocked out, but Bivol he's been caught clean, and he never wobbled or nothing like that. So I think Bivol, obviously, everybody agrees with me, is 100% more dangerous than Caleb Plant. Now, I got a quick question for you.
Definitely.
Do you think Triple G would have beaten the opposition that Canelo has faced lately? Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, Avni Yildirim, Callum Smith.
I think, dang. I mean, the old me, because I'm a Triple G fan, so the old me would say, yeah, of course, hell yeah. But I mean, after seeing his last couple of performances, and I know when he fought Derevchenko, I was on a plane going to TJ. I know when he fought Derevchenko, they said he was sick or something. But I mean, Triple G's gotten old, and I feel like he's gotten old fast. And it's kind of predictable with the way he fought throughout his career. So I mean, maybe he would have won, but I don't think he would have had the success that Canelo had. I don't think he would have stopped Billy Joe in a round. I mean, in the round he did with the eye with broken face. I don't think he would have. I think he probably would have went to decision with Plant. Plant wouldn't put Triple G out either, but it would have been a lot harder for him for sure. I mean, with age included, and who knows what else included. Not in Triple G, of course, but Canelo. You don't just break people's faces for nothing,
Yeah.
Not even Tyson hit that hard, but all that aside, Triple G is older, and I don't think he would have done the same thing, no.
So, how do you see? Does the third fight even excite you? That trilogy with Triple G, does that at all? Right? Because I thought it was one of the most wackest fights. Like you go from a guy like Bivol, where everybody's like, "Oh, this guy can give you some work," and then to Triple G, who's like 40 years old, he's washed up. Let's be real. But you know what, bro? Honestly, I hope Triple G gives him a good fight. I really do.
Yeah,
I'm gonna troll the shit out of Canelo fans, bro. It's gonna be funny as hell. And can you imagine? It's another one of those fights where people think that Triple G won the fight. Oh my god, that would be incredible.
Yeah, I definitely like that, but I do think that he's just not the Triple G he was 3 years ago. I mean, the killer that fought Rosado and those guys, that guy's not there anymore, and he's still very good and still can compete. But I mean, there's even a chance that Canelo beats Bivol, and I guess there's a 2-fight contract, and he fights the winner of Royata and Triple G. There's a chance Triple G doesn't win that. So if Triple G can't beat Royota, then it'll be Canelo versus him. So I mean, we might not see that fight happen. I'm not too interested to see it, but.
And you know what, bro? The guy that Triple G is fighting, I forget his name. What's his name again?
I believe it's Royota.
Murata, something like that.
Murata. There you go.
Yeah. So that guy's a good body puncher. That guy is
a medalist. That guy's really good.
You know who he reminds me of, bro? Call me crazy. But Murata, he reminds me a lot of a young Miguel Cotto, like in the sense of throwing a lot of body shots, because that was Cotto's thing, body shot.
Yeah.
And the only time we ever saw Triple G hurt was in the body. So you know what I mean? Triple G being a lot older, you know what I mean? He's not the Triple G he was 10 years ago. So you know what I mean? Him being 40 years old, washed up, in boxing in boxing anyways, and Murata being such an active fighter, he's very very active, throws punches and bunches, goes to the body often. I honestly think that he could fuck around and pull it off, bro. Honestly.
Oh yeah.
He really can.
Oh, he could. All day. I mean, the kid is an Olympic gold medalist. He's young. He has youth on his side, and he's bigger. I know he's bigger than Triple G. You got Triple G's been making 160 since forever. You know, I don't know how that is affecting him. The only guy I've ever seen do that was Marvin Hagler. So, who knows? But I think those odds are going to be really interesting. I might even throw some money on it because Triple G has not looked his best lately. I mean, I if I'm not mistaken, the guy that he beat, Munguia just beat him also, even harder, like in worse fashion.
But honestly, bro, I'm probably gonna throw a couple bucks on Murata because I think the odds are gonna be in such favor of Triple G. $15 probably wins you like 50 or something like that. Something crazy.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
I'll throw something on him.
What is that?
For sure.
Hold on. Something just started playing.
Your own taxes with H&R Block free online, where more people can file free than with TurboTax.
Yeah, do you hear that?
Yeah, I hear something about H&R Block.
Hold on 1 second. Something's playing over here. That was
definitely not my phone.
Anyways, that was weird. But anyways, back to what we were saying. So speaking of Jaime Munguia, man, so Jaime Munguia was offered a fight with Demetrius Andrade. How do you think that fight goes if it gets done? If Jaime Munguia doesn't turn it down like he did the first time.
I gotta go with Boo Boo. I haven't seen any weaknesses in him. I mean, he's getting older, but I haven't seen him getting older. You know, he's still fighting good. But
he's got that style. He's got that style that he hardly gets hit, so he's gonna last a long time in the game, and he's gonna be at the top for a while. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's, I think 33 or something like that. But the dude hardly takes any damage, so he's gonna be fighting for a while.
And then southpaw, like, we'll get with trouble, a lot of trouble.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. Oh, actually, they just announced Jamal Charlo and Jaime Munguia in talks for either June or July. That's going to be interesting. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I think PBC offered Munguia the fight. Oh man, that'd be great. I mean, that'd be a fireworks. That's a toss-up. I wouldn't know who to pick. That's a really good fight. That's a really good fight.
Very good. I'd go for Jamal just because, you know, I feel like his style would just be too much for Jaime Munguia. But so, all right. So we've been on for about 38 minutes, man. I'm going to end the stream in about 30 seconds, but really quickly before we go, Suns and the Heat tonight. Let's talk NBA really quickly, a few minutes. Yo, did you go ahead and check out Victor Oladipo?
Nah.
He came back a few games ago, dropped 11 in like 15 minutes, man. And I know your guy's out. How long is your guy out for? CP.
Ooh, I think he got like how long is CP3 out for?
They said like 2 months.
2 months. I think it's like now it's probably like 5 more weeks, at least 6.
Jeez, he might miss the playoffs, bro.
That's what's scary. That's what's scary. I think we might have to survive the first round without him.
Yeah.
So
you guys might get like the Lakers or something. You know what I mean? Easy work. But yeah, man. Anything past that, bro, and that's dangerous. But yo, listen, man. I want to thank you for being on, bro. And then if for next time, man, I'll hit you up. And if you want to join, definitely join, bro. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Sounds good. It was
Take it easy, brother.